Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 7 of the podcast for RSF1. We are one shy tonight, unfortunately. We are missing Primus because, unfortunately, he's out for a meal with his family. So, hope you had a good night tonight, Mr. Primus. We will be
Yeah.
missed, unfortunately.
Don't drink too much
So,
now,
but
son.
yeah, no, don't drink too much, no. So, but tonight I'm still joined by two of my team, which is Top Notch. Top Notch, good evening.
Hi all.
And of course, the man who needs no introduction. That's right, Mr. Peppermint. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, alright, man. It's starty. Bit of a sore throat, but we'll soldier on.
We will soldier on, we definitely will. So, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is an Irish themed podcast. I'm looking forward to this because the Scottish one went down an absolute treat. McCracken has already shouted out that apparently, right, he ain't going to be as funny as the Scots. I think that's wrong. I think
that's
be
wrong.
as funny as the Scots. So tonight, if you can keep an eye on the chat for us tonight, Mr. Pepper,
I'll do it,
obviously we'll do all that stuff. So, and we've got three very special guests coming in later on tonight. That will be about 8:30. So, but anyway, so we've now moved on to. We've just got Singapore out of the way. I didn't, unfortunately, it was a bit of hit and miss in certain tracks. So we'll start with F2 on Sunday. Turned out to be a very interesting race. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I know Primus was qualified, being in it, but Peppermint, you was driving in it. So
I didn't make it on Sunday. I didn't race.
Oh, didn't you? Oh, wow.
No, I didn't
Did you
race.
watch F2?
Yeah, I see some of it. Yeah, I see enough to see. Yeah, it was an interesting race.
Tell us a little
for
bit
sure.
about it, then. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's one of them tracks again. It's hard for people. I think people expected to go a lot faster than they actually were able to, just because the corners are so critical onto the straights. That I think there was some surprises throughout qualifying and the races. The top three in qualifying, I believe, was Skunk Burner, Schumacher, and Magic Mark.
Sounds about right.
And yeah, great
Does
race,
actually, very
really
nice.
great race.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's very interesting to see where obviously, for like F2, and with Schumacher, obviously we know who Schumacher being, obviously Mr. Roberts, God bless him. Doing pretty well for himself, he is actually picking up some podiums, so hopefully we can see what's going on and stuff like that. So it looks like we've got 3 viewers so far, so it's not a bad start for the podcast for this evening. Let's see if we can try and get some more. I want to throw it out there because we're doing something completely different tonight. But yeah, let's move on to F1, which we had on Tuesday. I had the opportunity again of commentating with Shane, which was it was emotional. It was educational and emotional at the same time, I have to say. But I have to say though, it was a great race to watch. Actually, funny enough, Tom Notch, do we know who got driver of the day in F1, in F2? Sorry, on Sunday.
Unfortunately, I can't remember. No, I can't remember. We'll have to look
If
that
anybody's
up.
watching the
If I was
podcast,
racing,
you
it
can
probably
just
would have
let
been
us
me. I'm joking. I've never won driver of the day,
know.
me.
You would say that. You would say that, mate. You know what I mean? That's just bias, that is. It's purely bias.
No, sorry.
Excuse me. Anyway, so we move forward to F1.
Yeah.
And we had a very interesting race, I have to say. I got qualified. I got a seat in the box with Shane, as usual, getting nothing but a mouthful of abuse from loads of people. And yeah, as always, mate, I just got used to it. But
The devil said it was me, lads, so I presume he means it was him in F2 who got driver of the day. I'm not sure unless he's lying to me.
Devil was he was actually driver of the day in F1.
Alright.
He actually qualified. He actually started, if I remember correctly, he started 14th and finished 3rd.
Nice.
He had a really good race. So it was actually a really good race from Devil, and I'm glad you're on there, Devil. So congratulations for that podium in Singapore. It was really good watching what go around.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember who actually. Oh yeah. Well, actually, fun enough, Mr. Pigeon. Shout out to Mr. Pigeon. made it a quadruple of podiums, 4 in a row.
Nice.
It was actually really, really good. So it was absolutely fantastic to watch. I was really impressed to see how he got on, and he's been securing some serious podiums because Unity, unfortunately, didn't have the best of races. He had a few issues. He still managed to get some points. I think he finished 8th in the end, but it was a bad day for him. But
happens to us all.
Who actually? It does. I can't remember who actually won the Singapore Grand Prix. Unfortunately, that's really, really bad, isn't it?
Nah, don't worry about it.
I just wanted to interject a little bit there on the F2. I believe it was Shane that got it. He got the podium. He got the driver of the day. I'm almost sure of it.
Oh, yeah,
he got a podium as well as driver of the day.
Yeah, I believe it's his third podium.
I need to check that. I need to check out that now. I don't fucking know. I haven't done
it's just come to me because of the pink cars. Yeah, definitely. I think he climbed 9 or 10
not
places.
Quite going right there. I think I demand a drugs test.
I demand a retake on that one now. Come on now. Then.
Him and Roberts again. Him and Roberts again. They're drivers that are pushing forward and having a better end to the season than they had a start by the looks of it.
Well, I mean, obviously Shane doing a very good job as far as anything else is concerned, really, Bill. So he's doing a pretty decent job in the racing point. But as saying that though, it still should be better. But F1 was a very good race, and as I said, Devil did a very good job. Mr. Pigeon got second there. For the love of it, I can't remember who actually won the race. I think.
Hold on.
I think I know who it was actually. It was actually Legends. Legends actually won that race. Yeah, he did actually, because the funny thing was, we had a big, massive incident actually. Lap 2, Vettel, who was leading the race, well, he had a good lead. Then he lost it to Legends. Was travelling around the second lap, and then lost it on the actual quick, fast. Just before you get to the DRS, before the start-finish state. And lost it and completely smashed his car. Unfortunately, Unity lost his front wing and we lost Ben on that. So it was an unfortunate thing that happened, and it was one of those things. It was just an absolute unfortunate thing that happened to him. So fair play to the guys.
IGN Legends being confirmed in the chat there that it was IGN Legends that won the race.
Yes, it was. Yeah, thank you very much. We got Camo in now. Now, I'll come to F3 in a moment because it was quite amusing, actually. But we had F4. We had the commentary debut of Unity. And he said, obviously, he thoroughly enjoyed it. He couldn't actually make the first part of qualifying. He managed to reach the race. Did you guys watch F4 at all on Wednesday?
I didn't see it, no.
I see some of it, yeah. I must say that the start of the race was super clean from the F4 guys, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it wasn't.
I believe Rebster was the only one that had an incident on the first few little...
No, there was quite a number of incidents on that one, unfortunately, because it was raining. It was actually a wet start. It was actually a wet start to the race.
I think I might have seen a bit of it, yeah. I think I might have seen a pile-up then.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't the best of starts for the F4, but the funny thing is, obviously, it was one of those things. Unfortunately, it was wet race. It was intermediate tyres, and unfortunately, it happens. These things sort of happen, and that's one of the reasons why we got F4, because there's drivers that are still learning their craft. Big shout out to, unfortunately, Scotsman couldn't make it. Quaker Oats did a very good job. I can't remember for the love of me who actually won those races. If you can tell me who actually won, it'd be great.
Did Quaker Oats win?
Yeah, I think he got a big lead.
I think he did. Yeah, I think
Quaker Oats got a big lead in that one.
Yeah, I think he did win.
He actually had a good lead. So far we've got 9 viewers, Pepper Meat. Eh?
Yes, we have.
It's not bad start.
Any questions in the chat? They get them in. Me throat is sore, but we're continuing on. That's why I sound like a half.
We'll push on. We'll push on by a couple of captains.
That Primus was a shock as well. To qualify so low down, but then the start, I think he went from like 12th to like 6th or something crazy like that.
No, really he went from he was in front of me. He was in 16th place.
Yeah, something really crazy.
and then he went all the way up. He shot himself all the way up. I think he got up to, you're right, he got up to 6th place, and everybody was like, where the hell did he find that? He found 10 places. I think he got driver of the day. I don't know where he actually finished, but apparently he was doing very, very well. So,
was an entertaining race for sure.
yeah, it was, yeah. But it was actually quite a good laugh and quite a good thing as well. But then myself and Webster commentated on F3 yesterday, and there was a bit of a thing going on because a lot of people were cheering for Camo, and I actually put out saying that if Camo got a podium, I would change my name, my gamer tag, to RSF1 Clark. Right? Everybody keeps going about the Fender. Apparently, according to everybody else, I'm from Kent. I don't know what else.
No.
And basically, what happened was, Camo did pretty well qualifying. I was pleasantly surprised. But then in the race, he showed his true colours. He had there was a good start to the race, had a few little incidents, nothing major, and then it went from dry to wet race conditions. So it was actually quite interesting to see how it changed very, very much. Fantastic win for Easton. Easton had an unbelievable win. He drove so perfectly in that race. It was great. Bresner got 2nd place in the Williams, and we had it was a bit of a scuffle between Ellerman and Hamilton for 3rd. Ellerman did cross the line in 3rd and got driver of the day because he made 12 positions. He actually qualified, if I remember correctly, he qualified 16th and finished 4th. So he actually did pretty well for himself. So that was actually quite good. But yeah, I didn't. But obviously, here we go. Camo's not very happy though, because obviously, is he not happy there, mate?
So, he said he's got to go, so I don't think he's happy.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Cry me a river, Camo. Cry me a river, son. You know what
Cry
I mean?
me a river.
Cry me a river. It's all right, mate. You know what I mean?
Cry
It's one of
me a
those things. You never know.
I shouldn't have tried to sing then with my throat so bad.
Yeah, I know. It's really, really bad, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
but now something was brought up, and I want to throw it into the podcast here because obviously last week there was an announcement made on Discord, and we were talking about who is the best league. Right? As far as, you know, because everybody says, oh, F4's great, and F1's great, and F2 is great, and F3 is great. And Schumacher went, I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of a survey. Why don't we look at the penalty points and see who is, in fact, the best league? And it turns out, so far, on penalty points, F3 is the best league.
All right.
Followed by,
Nice.
yeah, I know, I was quite shocked actually, probably, because I thought it would be lower. But apparently it goes like this. F3 was first, best league. I believe 2nd was F2. 3rd was F4, but the worst league was F1, which is very, very unusual for F1. Bearing in mind they're like the elite league. Well, what are your thoughts about that, guys?
Kind of shocking.
It's actually, yeah, it was, but
it was something
that
Schumacher decided to do, and he put it on Discord, put an announcement out there and stuff like that. So it was quite interesting to see what he actually done, and I thought I'd just get straight out of the podcast and see what everybody's reaction would be.
I think the thing is about F1 is they're a bit more confident at the game, so they go for moves that usually other tiers wouldn't go for. So it ends up in contacts a little bit more. So,
and I think the F1 guys.
Do you agree with that, Top Notch?
Yeah, I think the F1 guys like to push the limits on the track a lot more, you know, and that's where it come from, maybe.
Definitely. That's what I think. I've seen them make moves that I wouldn't go for personally, but, you know, they sometimes stick and sometimes they don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, the F1 is, obviously, they're the number one tier. Obviously, we've got some great drivers in F1. You know, we've got Dyslexia, we've got Verstappen, we've got Mr. Pigeon, we've got, you know, obviously, just to name a few as well. You know, we've got Bamber Viking, we've got all those drivers in there that are doing a very good job for themselves. But obviously, if you was to say to me, if you were to sit here and say, out of all the, now obviously we've all got our favourite races that we've watched. I've been quite lucky to be commentating on a couple of decent F1 races, I have to say. That's been immense. But is there one race so far this season that stands out for you, top notch?
Um, um, Not one season, no. The whole season, really, for me. The way it's been put together by the guys behind the scenes, all the races. I think that's the impressive thing for me. Looking forward to the next season, I imagine them penalties will just plummet, and the driving will just get even better as it progresses.
It's very kind of you to say so. Well, again, we had Junior on the podcast last week. We'll come to that again. Peppermint, what about you? Would you agree with top notch, or would you go a little bit further than that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's been one standout race. I think the whole season has been a standout. I mean, this is RSF1's first season, and it's the most well-run league I've been in, and so I like it.
Well, okay, that's fair enough. I'm quite actually very good. Apparently, Bodder's thrown out something on the chat, has he? Bodder, Peppermint, your Irish contingent, your fellow countryman.
F2 Monza was very good to watch, he says. You're right. I actually threw up a few...
Well, I mean, he was commentating.
Yeah. I threw up a few curveballs because Shane got a podium only because of the safety car. Petronas would have got a podium as well at the end, but he lost it on 2 laps ago. So it was actually pretty dramatic. I was in that race. Wasn't the best for me, but it was a good race. So, yeah.
Well, that's going to be interesting.
Bahrain F3 says DPS.
Yeah, so. Bahrain F3 was... well, I didn't actually commentate on that one. I have to say, for me... obviously, Austria F1, when I commentated with Brundle, was just immense. It was such a good race to watch. But to say that, to top it off, to match it, was Silverstone. When I got to watch Silverstone with Red Star, when we watched the introduction of Eastern, Route 915. Somebody setting off fireworks in the background. I can hear. So either that or somebody's got a very big kick drum. Is that you, Top Notch?
Hopefully, yeah, it's me. Party started.
Party started, is it? The Irish have really turned up, and already we got the fireworks going off. It's fantastic. You know what I mean? It's great. Let's look at it at this point of view, okay? I want to throw this out to the guys that are watching, and we've got so far 9 viewers. Let's see if we can get some more guys. It'd be nice to have you on and ask some questions. But I want to throw this out to the guys out there. I'll throw it to all you guys as well. Who in your... I mean, let's go through the divisions. Let's start with F2 on Sundays. In the whole, so far the season that we've all watched, who would you say has been your most standout driver?
For me, it's Magic Mark. I mean, you can't get near him in F2. I can't touch him. He's always on pole, so it's a pretty good driver as well. It's clean, so he's stand out for me in my tier.
Yeah, in my tier, I'm going to go with probably someone that you wouldn't expect, but I'd say Elements now. At the start of the season, I didn't really pay much attention to him. I weren't really, saying that I'd compete with him, but his times are just getting quicker and quicker and quicker. And yeah, I'd say Elements now for me. He's climbing the ladder, and I reckon next season he'll be pushing a lot further up the F3 order, for sure.
Yeah. What about you, Tom?
Yeah, I think that's about right. I mean, for F4, I think there's been a few good shouts out. McCracken, Alco Saints, a couple of drivers, just throwing a couple of names in now. Also, Primus as well has done very, very well for himself.
I'm going to chuck in Mr. T in there because he skipped up to
Mr.
F2.
T, yeah, he did a very good one. Skipped up to F2. Speaking of people that had a class act, let's talk about Dyslexic. Went from F3 all straight into F1.
Nice.
That's a class act as well. We've had a few drivers come back. Dyslexic. Mr. Pigeon's done very well in F1. Getting some Unity as well. Fantastic driver for him.
Very good driver,
in F3, I think, Hamilton's done very well for himself. Easton, Route 915, even Bresnell. These 3 new drivers that come in have done extremely well for themselves. You know,
Timofella says
Bodder.
Yep.
Yeah, Bodder's done very well. I think, you know, he had a good race last night. You know, finished 7th. He was doing some really good drifts last night. I have to say, it was quite entertaining. I think he was just showing off, really, probably enough. You know, he was just showing the Irish around. He knew he was coming onto the podcast tomorrow, so he was just giving it like the pit of the way.
He's giving it the diddy, as they say.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I think he was just getting. Who is Timas? Timas. That's what it is. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know when you guys self-part, it's like Timas. So, but yeah. So apparently, obviously, I know the guys are working in the background. There's a few. They're working on things. I don't know what they're doing in the background. I think they're just starting to prepare for next season. Don't know what's happening yet. But I have been told that as soon as we know anything, it will be brought to us first. We will be the first people to speak about it on the podcast.
Nice.
Stay tuned, people. We will be the first ones to throw it out there, and I hope all of you will be able to join us as well. All right?
Yeah, we will be your information distributors. Yeah.
Yes. I have spoken to the committee about this and had a nice conversation with them and said that if there was any breaking news regarding anything to do with the league for next season or what's happening at the end of this season, anything to do with all the bits and pieces, maybe any moves or something like that, you will hear it here first on the podcast. This is the reason why the podcast was brought out, is because it's for you guys the other day. I love doing it with these two guys, especially with Primus. We have a good laugh with all of us, and we also get nice special guests in as well. We do these things because we want to have a laugh. We want to have a bit of a joke. We want to talk about what happened last week and what's coming up. And speaking of what's coming up, we're off to Mother Russia. We're off to Mother Russia on this one. We'll start with you, Top Notch. What's your feelings about Russia?
I ain't got a clue, mate. I ain't tested, practiced, or anything yet, so I'm hoping I can compete with the top guys. That's my hopes, but no doubt, you know, Moronix and Easton, they'll be fighting up top like normal, but I'll just be hoping for a top 10 finish, really. That'll be my aim.
Okay. Fair enough, no problem at all. Obviously, you're doing a very good job with your teammate as well in the house. We'll just go. We'll move over to the house. Peppermint, what about you? Russia? Is it your bogey track, or are you looking forward to it?
I look forward to the Russia. It's a good track. Just be careful of that. What's that long left-hander? You know, the one that looks like a circle that catches some drivers out sometimes. It's a good track.
It's the first. Nice. The funny thing is the first, because obviously you've got such an unbelievable first. It's probably the longest straight line, other than I'm trying to think of anything else that goes anywhere near it. To Monza, really, perfectly honest, isn't it?
It's definitely one of the longest starts of the straight, isn't it? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously it's going to be very interesting to see where everybody gets up to, and obviously comes to the first corner. So again, you know, we want to just throw that out there. Watch first corner. Do your practicing, guys, because you know it is being looked at now and all that sort of stuff. Another thing as well, I just want to throw out there, I know obviously Discord has been thrown out there for Schumacher, and Schumacher has mentioned it, but I thought I'd just mention the podcast. Anybody who has changed their gaming tag, it is on the Discord. Please read it, because it is there for your reasons. If you have changed the name, please message Schumacher, because obviously if you do not message Schumacher, then obviously they will take it into consideration. Read the message. It's very, very clear. The guys are working extremely hard to try and make sure that everybody gets equal points, and just make sure that everything's all done. Please, guys. It's, you know, the guys work extremely, like, you know, Top Notch said, the guys work extremely hard back in the background. They're trying to get everything done, the website done, the standards done, so we know exactly where everybody's standing and all that stuff. So let's try and keep it all together. So we've got 5 more minutes here, guys, before we introduce our special guests. Just want to say that while I've got this, now I know Mr. 4 is in the podcast, in the stream. So I'm going to throw this out there for him, because I think there was a conflict of interest here, Peppermint. You're going to like this. I was going to invite 4 into the Irish podcast, but I know he's also a bit German, so I thought it'd be a conflict of interest here.
I think it's fine.
You know what I mean? But I couldn't get in touch with him to offer it for him, so, you know, I did try to get it through to him. But I hope that when the German themed podcast turns up, he'll be able to join it. So 4, that's thrown out there for you, buddy. I know you couldn't make the Irish one, but there is a German one coming, and I know you are fluent in German. So if you're happy to join us, I'm sure I've already got Vettel, who is via RSF1 Vettel, who's looking forward to it. I'm trying to get Porter to sign up to it, and I'm hoping to get Vettel SF in it as well. So it's going to be interesting for the German. Right now, as promised, it's 5 minutes early, and the only reason I'm rushing a little bit is because unfortunately I've got to shoot back to work at 1 o'clock this morning because I've got so much to do at work. It's been very busy the last couple of days. So what we're going to do is, if you guys can invite in Bamba Viking, Bodder, and also Timmer as well, if you can find them. I'm going to do one thing. I'm just going to get this music all ready for them, for their entrance. I'm so looking forward to this. It's great. So, let's see if we can try and get this done. I was trying to figure out what I was going to use, but it was going to be interesting, so.
Yeah.
So how are we doing? Have we got them already? Top notch is going to be a laugh. I'm trying not to laugh, because if I start laughing, I'm going to start...
I've got Bodder.
You know what I mean? You got Bodder? Get Bodder in here. Anybody got Timmer? If you look at your recent playlists, they'll play us. You know what I mean? You might be able to find Timmer.
I don't have Tim as a friend. Do you, Bodder? If you want to invite him, then you can.
I've got, actually, I think I might be able to invite him. Here's Bodder. No. Well, Bodder's left the party, so I don't know what's going to do out of Bodder. Don't even know he came in.
Oh, here he is.
Here comes Bodder. So, hold on a minute. So, anyway, if you can find Bamba Viking and Timmer, Bodder, and we'll get you, and he comes to me. So, here we go. Just for you, boys.
Bio.
Come on, people, come on.
I'll tell you, sing.
Out of sync that was. That was very bad. There you go, Irish boys.
There you go.
We've got Bamba Viking in here as well.
Have we got him in here? Is someone wants to shoot me an invite? I can't find his gamer tag at the minute. I don't know if I'm spelling something wrong.
Hold a minute, Bamba, if you are watching or listening, please, I'll send him a message in Discord saying that, come on in. We're waiting for you now, so hold a minute, let me just try and get that in there. I'll have to play the Irish music for him when he comes in.
Yes.
Right back for you. Well, I might change it, actually. I might knock it up, so look.
Hold on.
So look.
I must be spelling it wrong. I can't find him. Oh, I think I might have got him. I'm not sure.
Right. There you go. I'll just send it to him. So hopefully he'll see that on Discord. I'll send him a personal message. Hopefully he'll join us. Anyway, top of the morning to you guys. Top of the morning. How you doing?
All right. Know yourself?
I'm very, very well. I'm very, very well. Thank you for joining the podcast. Bolter, what are you doing? You keep on jumping in and out. What's the matter with you?
He wasn't connecting. He's on connection issues there.
Yeah, it says it's connecting. I've invited Bamba. I'm pretty sure it was the right one. I hope. It says he's disconnected right now. So, Bodder's having internet difficulties at the minute.
Yeah,
here's
that's
Bamba. I think. There we go.
It's Bamba, right? Okay, Bamba, can you hear us?
Both connecting.
Well,
There you go, Bamba. Son, what's the story about? What's the story about?
Oh dear. Okay,
Bamba should be out here yet. We're just waiting on Bodder.
Come on, Bodder, for God's sake, was Mayor.
He's meant to be the one with the good internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what's worse. We got the man who's in charge of comms. He can't connect.
Bamba, what's the story? All right.
Yeah, sorry, Bamba. Sorry, Bamba. I apologise. Here we go. Just for you, because you missed
here's
it.
a gift.
Yeah, there you go, buddy.
Just for you.
Here's a gift for you, just for you.
Is it a jig or a reel?
I don't know what it is, mate. I just found it on YouTube. I thought
You just
I'd
typed
throw it
in.
in there just to see. You know, like,
You just typed in
I do it
Irish
for the
music, didn't you?
Scots.
Irish
I did,
music.
yeah. I just typed in Irish music. The first code that came up was traditional Irish music compilation. I thought, well, yeah. I was going to use Boyzone, but I thought, no, I better not, just in case.
I like Boyzone. What's wrong with your Boyzone? I like Boyzone.
You
Come
know
on
what I
now.
mean? Well, I was going to say Boyzone on Westlife, but I thought I won't. You know what I mean? I won't push it too much. You know what I mean?
I love Westlife. I mean, you catch me at the concert singing.
Yeah. I believe I can fly. You know what I mean? Oh, that's what but anyway, thank you very much, guys, for joining the podcast. I much appreciate it. It's very nice of you to join. We're trying to get Bodder in here, so hopefully we can get it sorted out. Turn it off. Turn it off.
You know what I mean?
Unbelievable. Disgusting. I mean, I want all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? I believe I can fly. All that sort of rubbish. What's better?
Come on.
Now, so let's introduce our Bamba Viking. Thank you very much for joining us, and Mr. Timmer, thank you very much for joining us as well. Hopefully, we can get this all sorted out.
Invite him again.
Yeah, hopefully. Our viewers have dropped down to 7, so come on, guys, come back in. So you know what I mean. Hopefully, we can continue on with this nice little thing. Timmer, let's start with you. F4. I've had the pleasure of racing with you this season. You're doing a very good job in the last couple of races. How are you finding F4?
Yeah, it's good. You know, the drivers are fairly friendly in there as well. You know, they're given a fair amount of space in some corners, but no, I'm having a great crack. Look, there's great community spirit there as well. So, it's all about fucking racing. You know, having a bit of
Exactly.
bit of crack. You know,
We're all here for fun at the end of the fucking day. You know what I mean?
yeah. Is that Kildare kind of accent? Is it?
I don't know what you're talking about there. I can't believe it.
I'm from Dublin.
No.
Yeah. Is he connected now? Is Bodder thought
Yeah, you got
himself out?
Bodder, son.
Is he still connecting?
How are
Are
you
you
lads?
there,
Sorry,
Bodder?
I'm a bit late. Quick reboot.
Oh, right. Okay, now I've got to
Connection's
do
back.
it
Here we
again.
go.
I've got to play this again because he wasn't connecting. Here we go. There
Ah,
you go.
but
By the
shit.
way,
What's going on now?
sorry, I need to just say, can
This is
everybody
you,
clear their
Bodder.
audio?
There we go. Make you feel home. There you go, son. So, no way. I have to do this 3 times. It's actually great. Apparently, 4 says Timmer's on the table dancing right now. Now,
Get off
I
that
hate to
table,
say
do you know what I
that,
mean?
I want to go for pints now.
Yeah, get
I
off
wanna
that
go for
table,
pints
Tim.
or
I was
pints.
there, yeah. I mean,
Cheers, delicious pints on a Friday night, boys, huh?
Carrick,
Yeah,
huh?
there we go.
I had a few last night, me. I did on Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
What are you talking about? Christmas Eve.
I might have had too
Only
many and I
Irish.
thought it was Christmas. I might have had
That's
too many.
more like it, yeah. That's more like it, absolutely, yeah. So, can you include your audio as well, please, guys? Whoever hasn't, because obviously,
Yep, all
just in
done.
case nobody can hear you. So apparently, 4 is actually put on there saying, get the spuds together.
Get the potatoes. Potatoes.
Get the potatoes. Let's get the potatoes, baby. You know what I mean? So, anyway, let's start with sorry, Timmer. We were talking to you before we was rudely interrupted by the man who is the man of the myth and legend, Mr. Bodder, who apparently is head of communications, but has problems with his comms. Figure that one out. Bamba Viking. Very nice of you to join us as well. How are you enjoying your time in F1?
Yeah, it's really good. It's really competitive, and like, I just really like driving because I think I'm most consistent that I've ever been.
You seem to be doing very well with your new teammate VS RSF1 Vettel at the Toro Rosso. So you've done you won Monza. You did a fantastic job in Monza. That was a really good race for you. I know.
It's really good.
I know.
I love seeing an Irish flag on podium.
He had that four.
Yeah,
He had
exactly.
that 4-leaf clover. He actually said in the podium chat when we talked to him that apparently that 4-leaf clover was doing him wonders. Apparently, that's what he said to me anyway. But apparently, he was also drunk on Guinness. So I don't know what's going on there. So
I just had to take that
but
Union
no,
Jack down, you know.
Yeah.
Oi, oi.
Can't say that.
Oh, I'll tell you what. But listen, I've invited you in here. These are rules. You know what I mean? How dare you? There's no need for that. Oh. Otherwise, the Irish jokes are going to be starting coming out. We all know about those paddies. You know what I mean?
Come on.
Hey, there you go. You know what I mean? Oh, excuse me.
Excuse me.
F3, Mr. Bodder.
Yes, sir.
Now, obviously, I've had the pleasure of racing with you in another level, and you've done pretty well. Now, obviously, you're part of the committee.
Yep.
So I don't know if you actually heard, but we were talking about what Top Notch mentioned, what you guys do in the background. We had Junior here last week, talking about how much work, and he gave you a big shout out as well last week about how much work you do in the background. I turned around and said to him, "You should stop doing that because he's not going to buy you Guinness, to stop lying to him." But talk about a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes in RSF1. Just give our guys a little bit of an insight of what happens.
Jesus, that's the best way to describe it. So basically, I have a committee, and the way we always kind of phrase it is it's a league run by the racers for the racers. So if anyone has any suggestions or anything like that, and how they want things to be improved or anything like that, they message someone, and obviously the message gets put through to us, and we discuss it in our weekly meetings. Obviously, week by week, issues come up from different races, whether it be restarts, whoever it is. So we obviously have to go through that and discuss that. Like, our meetings usually start around 8 p.m. We had one meeting that went on past midnight. Yeah, so like we're still doing a lot of work in the background, but even at the start of the league, before the league was up and going, getting Discord ready, getting the Twitch channel ready, getting people in places and positions that we needed them to be, that was very, very difficult just to get our feet off the ground, really, on the first step of the ladder. But I think as we're learning, I think everyone's learning basically, but I think the league is coming together well. Yeah. We've obviously learned lessons from other leagues, and how they're running things and stuff like that. But the league is improving, and all I can say to you is it's season 1. There is going to be hiccups. We knew this at the start. There is going to be hiccups. So hopefully for season 2, we can improve on that and work forward.
Yeah, I agree with that, absolutely. But now, here's the thing, lads, okay? I decided to do an Irish theme because I gave the Scots their show. I gave the Bagpipes, obviously got your music in, and stuff like that. But apparently McCracken said that the Irish are not as funny as the Scots.
Well, that's
How do you think of
bullshit.
What's your thoughts about that?
That's a load of bollocks.
Yeah, correct. You stick 2 Irish boys in comms for any night of the week for any RSF1 race, you will have a cracking race. Even better still, if they have cans of Guinness in front of them, it'll be even funnier.
I love a creamy can of Guinness in the morning.
I think you know what? I think what we need to do is we need to get a couple of Irish guys with a couple of Guinnesses in them in the Christmas podcast. It would be bloody hilarious. I can't wait for that one. So we might get that one in. So
It won't be PG anyway.
well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I know I was trying to learn some Gaelic, but I didn't want to start an international incident, so I wasn't going to do that. No way. So, but apparently, Scotsman's turned around to a Bamba and said that obviously for I'll get out of here, flaming sod off. You know what I mean? We're not interested in you. Go get out of here. Get out of here. You know what I mean? It's Irish. You're not Irish.
Let the Irish people have the time for once. Come on, it's their time.
Let the Irish people have their little stuff. You know what I mean? Their little get together. God bless them. That's the reason why we have.
Yeah, flying our tricolour. Yeah.
Man, so, but anyway. Yeah. Now we're just talking about Russia. Guys, we've got Russia coming up this week, and obviously you're going to be commentating on the F2 race on Sunday, Bodder, with Primus. Are you looking forward to it, or are you? What's your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I always look forward to commentating on Sundays, more so now than racing. I think these days, Primus is great to commentate with. The guys on F2 put on a great show.
You're welcome.
As always, Peppermeat. I like to give him a shout whenever I can. Obviously, driving the fellow McLaren car. It's funny, you have two Irish guys driving two British cars. Like, it's just funny as hell. You wouldn't see that anywhere else. Like, it's unfortunately the Jordans aren't in the historic cars.
I do love Jordan.
You two had I think you two had a little chat with Webster Jr. when the Jaw came out. It was like, hold on a minute. We've got an Irishman driving a McLaren. We've got another Irishman driving a McLaren. We just needed Timmer to be in a McLaren to make it like a hat trick. But unfortunately, he got the Renault, didn't he? So
yeah. I'd race in the Jordan if it was there, but it's not, obviously. So
yeah. And we got Bambo who drives in the Toro Rosso as well. So you know what I mean. So four Irish. Two English cars, one French and one sort of it's sort of a mix
Italian.
of Austrian, Italian, Japanese.
I do love a Japanese.
Well, Bruce McLaren was
an Irishman behind the
New
wheel.
Zealand,
That's a bit of a. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, but there you go. Timmer, what's your thoughts about Russia on F4 Wednesday?
Well, I'm hoping the car will kind of half drive me around the track, maybe. Mightn't. Maybe if I get fuel it with vodka or something like that, I might get around quicker. I don't know.
There you go,
vodka.
What's the matter with you? You know what I mean? I thought it was whiskey. No, that's the Scots.
Guinness.
Guinness for you,
Jameson.
yeah.
Jameson.
Yeah, Jameson. That's Jameson.
Yeah.
There you go, Jameson. Yeah,
Jameson
yeah. Jameson. Yeah. Unbelievable. Irish boys. By the way, you're going to be racing on Thursday. You're not going to have the opportunity of watching you again. Do you reckon you're going to get another podium like you got in Belgium? Glad we got that out of the way. That's fantastic. You know what I mean?
Is that me? Is it? Sorry.
That was for you. Stop drinking a Guinness. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, I know.
I've only got 2 podiums this season. Jeez, it's tough. It is tough. Like, you have so many fast guys in front of me. Like, I kind of need, 1 or 2 of them to have a few issues, and then, oh god.
Yeah.
And I have to be on top form, like, as well, to compete with them. Like, it's just, I have guys now around me as well competing, like Snow, Camo, DPS. It's so funny. Myself and DPS, we always finish like, back in front of each other. Like, he'll finish, say, 7th or 8th or 9th, 10th. I know just recently we finished Singapore. Obviously, it was a different story. But if you go back and look through the previous F3 races, the 2 McLarens have come nearly 7th, 8th, 5th, 6th the whole way through it. It's been a bit weird. Our pace is nearly the exact same. Looking forward to Russia, though.
Yeah.
Very, very true. What on earth is that from? What is it? I don't know. Peppermate, do you want to see what he's on there? What is that on the podcast? There
well, his first message was Ferrari with a love heart, and then after that, I have no idea what that means. Yeah, I speak English here now.
Yeah, okay, no worries. Big up, man, bother, says DPS. I mean, yeah.
I mean, it does say something about
DPS.
naked. I mean, unless he's talking about me racing naked, I don't know. You know what I mean?
What is wrong with you? Behave yourself, right? Knock it on the edge, all right? For God's sake.
I'm knocking on the end.
I'm sure you do.
If he's like that now,
play about your helmet.
After a few cans.
I've had fucking 15 cans of Guinness last night, and I thought it was Christmas Eve, and everybody was slagging me.
It's like, know about our talk.
Unbelievable. Bamba, obviously you're going to be racing in F1 on Tuesday.
Yes.
Russia for yourself. What you look what's your thoughts? Apparently, according to what I've been told, you should get a 10-place grid penalty for slagging off the Union Jack flag.
Oh, really?
Controversial.
Well, then I'll take it,
and funny
then
enough,
I'll win the
that's
race.
come from a Scotsman as well. That's actually come from a Scotsman himself.
Nah, you shouldn't even have a say then, if he's Scottish.
Gary's in the chat as well. He's Irish as well. We should have got him in. Is he an RSF? I forget that.
Well,
Gary's Irish?
yeah,
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if someone gets disqualified in Russia, because it is so easy to get penalties.
Yeah,
and we've seen like people come close in the past, and I'd honestly count on it. Someone getting disqualified here.
Have they fixed the issue with the pit entry? Do you remember on last year's game, the pit entry in Russia? You could do it perfectly, but you still get a 3-second penalty.
No idea.
Well, obviously you wasn't doing it perfectly then, was you?
That's because I was doing it sideways, Tom. Oh, hello. Do you not watch last night's race?
Well, yeah, after seeing your driving in
I was the
Silverstone
same,
in
like,
Singapore, I'm not surprised, you know what I mean?
Barry says he's from the north of
Some of your
Ireland,
drifts.
but I still class that as Irish, me.
Yeah, that's still
Yeah,
Ireland.
of course it's Irish.
Yeah. I've heard of
it's-
Irish dancing, but Irish drifting, that's taking a leap.
Oh,
Actually, you know
Scotsman.
what I mean? So,
That's not
oi!
nice. Come on.
Scotsman,
You want to go to
yeah.
Mandela some weekend, lad, and watch the Irish
Whoa,
drifting
hold on a
championship.
minute.
That's
What's
what
going
you're
on
doing.
here? What's going on here? Hold on a minute.
Getting political
Apparently,
chat.
the
He's
North is
starting, isn't he?
better, apparently.
Ah,
Scotsman's
Jesus.
thrown it out there. Well, no, listen, do you know what? Scotsman was all right. It wasn't you guys talked to your fellow countryman. He's the one who started it with the Union Jack comment. So, you know,
No,
check with him.
No, I think
Then
you started
started
it with all
little-
your stereotypes, like jumping on the table.
Yeah.
doing
Mate,
an
it wasn't
Irish
me. That was your action. That is actually four who said that actually in the stream. And
I think it was you. I think it was you and
yesterday.
yesterday as well, watching the stream. Prepping for this one, you were like, we've got our Irish guys and you did a little accent.
Oh, well, yeah. Top of the morning, yeah.
Just speaking of Irish, though, in international motorsports, I don't know if anyone is keeping track of it, but the FIA have their motorsport games on at the minute in Rome, in Italy. It's kind of like the Olympics, I guess, but for motorsport. They're doing a digital, like an esports kind of version of it now as well. And the fella we have sent over from Ireland is currently fourth at the minute.
Go
in
on, son.
standings.
Yo,
Yeah, Keith Dempsey.
Fourth.
yo.
He's fourth currently.
Nice.
Has anyone else been
Go on, lad.
following that?
That's interesting.
FIA Motorsport Games, if anyone's interested in Googling that.
I will Google
I'll
after
have a
this.
look at that. We will definitely have a look at that. We'll show that. Right, now, one other thing for you guys is obviously I need you guys to say a couple of words in Gaelic for me here.
Go on, Timmy.
To finish it off. So, Timmer, could you say to the guys,
Oh, Squelga.
happy racing.
Oh,
That's not Gaelic. That's not Gaelic. I'm sorry. That's pure French. That is. How dare you?
I'll say something, but it's definitely not what you want me to translate.
That's
Well,
disgusting.
cad
You
goes
should be ashamed of yourself.
Dolgaji on lepras.
You done the G of leprous. What the hell is that?
No. Can I go to the
Are we
toilet?
back to national school, are we? Oh, but Jesus.
Exactly, that's my level of
yeah,
Irish.
there you go. ladies and gentlemen. But gee, I forgot to mention, ladies and gentlemen, we should have had a disclaimer for language with the Irish because they can't help it. In a way, that's just them. You know, what I mean, they're worse than the Scots, so that's saying something about their language. It's disgusting. Now, actually, fun enough, I'm going to finish it off with a nice, lovely Irish joke for you guys. All right, I'm going to finish it off
Oh
with
my
this Irish
God! Here we go.
You're going to like it. Trust me, it is great. It's a very good joke, I have to say, because I told it to a couple of people and they thought it was great. They thought it was fantastic.
Hogue my home.
So-
Come on, put it on me.
Here we go. So, an American goes to Ireland to go and play golf, all right? And he goes to just outside of Belfast, believe it or not, and he says, can I go and play golf? He says, yeah. He says, McLean is the man you want to go see. He says, okay, here's his number. Phones him up. He says, I want to play with you golf with you tomorrow. He says, not a problem. I'll be there, but I may be half an hour late. He says, okay, fair enough, no problem. So anyway, 9 o'clock in the morning, he turns up, no problems at all. He's got right-handed golf clubs and absolutely whoops this American left, right, and centre. So the American goes, look, do you know what? He says, can we play again tomorrow? He says, all right, I'll meet you here at 9, but I might be half an hour late. He says, okay, fair enough, no problem. Next day he turns up, he's got left-handed golf clubs, and he absolutely, same thing again, destroys the American. So the American says, all right, one more match. Can we have one more match tomorrow? He says, all right, I'll be here for 9, but I might be half an hour late. He goes, hold on a minute. He says, yesterday you turned up with right-handed golf clubs. Today you turned up with left-handed golf clubs. How do you know what golf clubs to bring? He says, well, when I wake up in the morning, I look at my wife. If she's laying in on the left, I'll get my left-handed golf clubs. If she's lifting on the right, I'll get my right-handed golf clubs. He says, well, where's she laying on her back? He goes, I'll be half an hour late. There you go. Told you it'd be a nice little one. There you go.
That was
That's
alright.
actually quite good. So anyway, so that's the end of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I have to say, and I'm going to finish it off with the guys clapping along. So we played a little bit of this earlier, but I think it's only fair we play a bit of this in the back, not Boyzone. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're finishing off the podcast. Bear Gaelic Irish Rugby. So my thanks to Mr. Bodder. My thanks to Mr. Timmer. My thanks to Bodder Viking for joining us tonight on the podcast. Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Slumber left.
My name is RSF1 Tomo. Peppermeat, thank you very much for joining me tonight. And Top Notch,
about
we will see you again
Top of the green.
this time next
See you
week
later.
at 8 o'clock, where we actually, for the first time, we will do a very, very special podcast. It's in memory for those who've fallen for Remembrance Sunday. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much. And I bid you adieu and good evening.
See you in a bit. I love a big set of tits in it.